Hey guys, welcome back to The Art of Nothing. I'm your host, Isaac. You can call me Ice, joined as always by Jordan Swimming. What's up, bro?
Hey bro, how are you?
I feel calm, eh? Like it's thinking about, well, I was driving in here thinking about life, but bro, welcome to the Gold Coast. Obviously got here a little bit earlier than you, but how's it been?
Man, it's been amazing actually. Just being here with my family, seeing family up in Brizzy. It's been, honestly bro, it's probably the happiest I've been ever in my life. So
How do you define happiness like in this stage of your life right now?
I think the definition of happiness is just waking up and not having anything clouding your day in regards to like, I should be doing this, but instead I'm doing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So like just me being here with my children, you know, having just everything sort of just lined up. So just being here with my kids, man, that was always sort of like the hardest part for me in my life, is just knowing that they were away from me. So, but now, I mean, I got a funny text off my ex. She's like, because I've been messaging them every day, like, hey, can I come and pick them up or take them to ice cream, take them to dinner, take them to the beach? And she's like, hey, listen, I'm going to give you a call this afternoon because I was like, fuck, am I being too full on? She was like, yeah. So I'm not in a bad way, but yeah, she just was like, pull up stumps a little bit.
Yeah, nah.
Dragged me up here. But it's been good.
Understandable, bro. You're pretty excited, eh, to see your kids in there.
Yeah. It's I just think as well it's important to know, like for her to know that I'm like, that's my main priority being here.
Yeah.
So, but man, there's a lot of there's a lot of this getting about up here. I'm not gonna lie, respectfully, it's been hard.
It is. There are some beautiful girls up here, eh?
Yeah. It's crazy actually. Heads on a swivel, but
what's the big difference between, not just girls wise, but between here and Sydney? What have you found?
I went out for a look, just to set up some crabbing net pots up in Burleigh Pav the other day. But girls here are so much nicer, and like they approach you and like they talk to you, or you know, like they're just like easier. They don't have like a sign on their foreheads, fuck off sign on their foreheads.
Do you have a bag on you?
Yeah.
That sign on the forehead.
Yeah. So, but no, I just find them much easier to talk to here, and they're a bit crazier here, which I like.
Yeah, that's right up here.
Not crazy in regards to like just beers and, you know what I mean? It's just easier to talk to, much more comfortable to chat to.
Yeah, for sure. I found that too. Like even just like going out, like a little bit, like.
Have you been hanging out with anyone or?
Nah, single.
Single?
Yeah. Nah, but like I think last time we done this podcast, I was in a relationship. So
yeah. True.
Got dumped, man.
You got dumped. Yeah, it's hard, man. So what
she had her reasons, eh? I reckon. Like when I think about it now, like.
Do you reckon they were like her reasons? So I won't give my 2 cents in because obviously. But like, do you reckon? Like, what do you reckon? Like, do you think it was valid or? Because you're a pretty logical.
I'm probably too logical sometimes. You know, like I'm very much black or white, like this or that. Like, you know what I mean? So when I think about it now, and I've been doing some like work on self over the past like 4 or 5 months since that breakup. I do think, you know, everyone's like, oh, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I do think it was a good thing that happened to me because it made me address a lot of issues, like not even just in that relationship, but past relationships, even all that stuff that happened with like Scope and KTR Sports.
Yeah.
So like when I look back on that time, it was such a frantic time, eh?
Yeah.
Like, and I reckon I never fully processed it where like my guard always goes up straight away and I'm like,
sure.
oh, fuck this cunt, or
Yeah.
fuck them, I'll do this. And I was moving I was moving in ways out of spite. And it just like this last year and a half, it just felt like everything just kept going wrong. 2 years probably, everything just kept going wrong. And it was weird. It was like the harder I tried to fix everything and control everything, the worse things got. And like failing businesses, losing like hundreds of thousands of dollars, losing friends, breaking up with my ex-partner. It was just but once I got to a point, I was doing this therapy session. I haven't found the like right therapist yet.
Right.
And I was having a conversation. It's important, to have that. I want to like, you know, Good Will Hunting. I want fucking that dude.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, some guy who can speak.
I think.
And this isn't like a sexist comment. I think I need like an older male guy that I can speak to. Does that make sense? Because I got introduced to some female ones, and I'm like, respectfully, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's. I mean, obviously, it's just like a male mind knows a male mind. You know what I mean? And like, psychologists or therapists can be much harder on you from a male's point of view than a female would be.
I think they just ask like different questions, and I've got different people for different things. So I've got like a spiritual coach now. She dives into like human design. I speak to an astrologist as well because I'm kind of into that stuff. And then just trying to find that third person who's kind of
Chico.
just like a therapist that like I can speak to. But they said one thing because when I went through my past like relationship, like when I listened to my vocabulary, and you understand this because you know me pretty well, and you do it as well actually. A lot of my vocabulary was around like, oh, it was her decision. She decided to do this. Like a lot of like blaming and pointing the finger.
Yeah.
And he asked the question. He was like, but what did you do? And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I thought this was a backstabbing session. You're not meant to put this back onto me. Nah, but it was a good conversation to have because the types of questions he was asking always reflected back onto me. And then like I think our past relationship, we broke up because we couldn't communicate well in relationships, and we just couldn't get to a point where we were doing it. And in saying that, I probably didn't create a safe environment where she felt it was approachable to speak. Yeah. So, and then once he sort of laid it out like that, kind of, I was just like, oh,
yeah,
that's why she left.
Yeah, you know, like it's so funny. I mean, apart from such stuff that happened, but I was on a really good run for like the last 2 years, like doing all this. Like, I realized that you can never win with like situations like with females, like no matter what, like you can never win. Like apart from, you know, you create a safe environment for them to talk and speak their minds and create like a respectful way of communicating with them, do the right thing as a man, you know, providing like a home, roof over the head. And if it's not reciprocated from a female's, what she's gonna bring to the table, and she doesn't respect what you're bringing to the table, then you just have to walk away instead of trying to fix it. And that's what I'm just like trying to build at the moment. Obviously, I'd like a little ago, but I'm an emotional dude. I can't help it. Sometimes it seeps through. But
do you know what? I've realized this about myself.
Because people fight like you fight over things like because you're like, if it's you've got to have like a 3-strike rule of some sorts. Like you can't. I feel the need that is if you're ticking the boxes. Like for you, for example, like monetary tick, business tick. Like you get after it in the mornings. Like you're actually a good dude when you actually really get down, like really get down to the nitty gritty. You're a fucking good, you're a good cunt. Like you've helped so many people around you, your friends, everything. And, sometimes that took it all, like energy gets out sometimes when you're on the piss. Just start like Zane and stuff when they bloody try to get me to blink at the car that day. All of you guys are bullies. But I think, and as you said, you're working on those other things with the therapist, like, eventually, and it was after that book you gave me that The Way of the Superior Man. That book is insane. Like
it's game changing, eh?
It is a game changer. It's sort of like it's pretty much like telling you things like you just wouldn't think about, or like things that you'd be like, nah, that ain't. I'm not doing that. But it's pretty much just saying like you got to do the things that.
And like we'll dive a little bit deeper into because one of the reasons she broke up with me, she is, and you said it there, where I've got aspects of my ego, and obviously we've both battle with ego issues, but like when mine comes out as well, whenever I feel threatened through IQ or like something, and it's fucking, my ego's so petty, man. It's just like how can I ruin this person's life? And almost that's how my mind thinks.
I know. Yeah, trust me, I know.
That's how my mind thinks. And then so obviously like when you date someone and like she loves you for who you are, but she understands all aspects of you. What she was trying to show me at the time, and I didn't understand this at the time, was like she was trying to show me that you're such a better person when you're over like in this area of life.
Yeah.
And when that person comes out, and she was like, she said it to me. She's like, it's great for you in business because it helps you be successful and you can move on through things, but you carry that ego into other aspects of your life and you think people care about it, and they don't. Like they like you for this person.
Yeah.
And the way I took it at the time, because I felt like I was getting threatened and ego was out, was like, oh, she's trying to change me.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it wasn't she was trying to change me. She was like trying to hold me accountable and make me a better person, and just to be more so that person over there.
Yeah.
And I just like, it didn't click for me at the time,
Yeah,
and I was just
yeah.
like, and you know what I'm like, oh, you sweet fuck, see you later then.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was, bro, honestly, I would have told you this. It was like the first time I've ever been heartbroken too.
Yeah.
And I used to laugh at you when you get heartbroken and you mope around for like months. And I'm like, fuck, what's this cunt moping around for? But mine hit me like a
Well,
month.
at least she's not the office next door to your one. You hear her laughing next door when I send her a message.
And then like it hit me like a month later, and then
Yeah.
but once I sort of dropped my guard and allowed me to feel it, like that was sort of the start of the healing process for
Yeah.
me. And we're kind of in a good place now. It wasn't always like perfect during this like breakup, but I think we'll be like civil, which is great.
Yeah, breakups are really hard, eh? They're really, really hard.
What do you like? You're like what, a couple years removed from
Yeah,
one of the toughest days.
it's one of the toughest days of my life. Damn.
Bro, do you believe in love? Like, do you genuinely, like, if we sit here right now, do you believe in love?
I do, yeah, I do. I believe in love.
You have to, eh?
You have to. But the thing is, this is the love. This is the thing with love, and it's not everyone, but men love. Like people look at it and go, females are the ones who are the lovey-dovey ones, but it's not the case. Majority of the time, it's actually men. Men are like the ones who fall in love instantly. They fall in love unconditionally. There's like, you could see a girl at McDonald's and be like, fuck, she's hot as, like, I want to speak to her and get along with her. There's no, what does she bring to the table? Was she going to be this? Is she going to be that? Like, because like that's just unconditional. There's no, but then when females fall in love, either off the bat or eventually, they're like, is this guy going to be a good father? Is this guy going to be able to buy us a house? Is this guy going to be able to pay for this? And blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's not a bad thing. That's just the way it is. But I do believe in love, but you've just got to have the gold. That's it. The golden rule. The one with all the gold makes all the rules. So if you want to be happy and in love, I think you just have to create a home for yourself first, create an environment for yourself first where you're winning in majority of aspects of your life, and then you'll find real love.
Do you know what, bro? I was thinking about this the other day. Is like if we were to write down 5 things that we want in a partner, like ideally for the rest of our lives, and everyone's got their like boundaries and shit, all that sort of stuff now, and their ideal partner and what they need to bring to the table, like you just said before. And I was thinking about this the other day. So if I wrote down my list of 5 things that I want in a partner, and then we try and manifest that person to come into our lives, like it'll be like, fuck. If we flip the camera back on us, like, are we the person that's going to attract that type of person?
Yeah, that's so true.
Because like even girls are like, I want this, this, and this. Like, I want a guy over 6 foot and making over 120K, and like, you know what I mean. But then if that guy who's like blonde, like blue-eyed, works in finance, 6'5", if he looks at you, are you the person that he would want to marry?
Exactly. And how funny is it though that like, a female can say that to a male, but as soon as a male is like, I want this in a female, it becomes sexist. It becomes sexist and rude.
Yeah.
Like I want like a chick that's about 5'10", you know, blah, 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 blah. No bikey ex-boyfriend, but it's I do believe in love, man. It's a beautiful thing, you know, and but I feel like you just have to tick those boxes. And as you said, like that happened to me. I looked in the mirror and go, fuck, what do I bring to the table? All these things weren't right. And then that's why I realized, I was like, I need to move back to the Goldie. I need to be around my family. I need to rebuild my relationships with my mother and father. I need to rebuild my relationships with family back in New Zealand. Make my circle smaller. Like, I didn't even tell anyone I was leaving to go to the Gold Coast except for like 2 of my mates. Yeah. And it's nothing to do with anyone else. I just feel like in order to succeed in life, you just have to do those things. And like I was so against all of it. I was against doing family time, going to see my family in New Zealand. Like it just weirded me out. Christmas time weirded me out. People thought I was Jewish for a bit because I didn't celebrate Christmas. But yeah, I just all those things weirded me out. And so for the last 2 years, I've just been like working my way around rebuilding all those bridges, and like it's finally, I think this is probably the most calmest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I think even like when people like probably listen to this podcast, they probably think it's going to be like rowdy and
Yeah.
I don't know. Same as me, bro. Like I'm just like so calm.
Yeah. And it can be rowdy. There's still
It's
time for it.
yeah. But I was thinking about that. Like someone asked me, like, are you happy here? I was like, yeah. And they're like, what does that mean? And I was like, same. Like, you know how you sort of said that clouded judgment around you in the morning. Like I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
And I was someone that I was like, I love pressure. I love stress. I love working hard.
Yeah.
I love waking up early and going straight to work and being the last one to leave. But like the consequence of that is like I lost all my friends and stuff. You know what I mean? Not I lost friends, but like I just woke up one day and like 2 of my friends had babies and I didn't even know what those babies' names were. Like, just shit like that, bro. And I was like, fuck, that's lame.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's hard too because like once you find that balance of like, you know, smashing out work, because like, you know, at the end of the day, you're still in a position where like you're making good money, you know, you got businesses cranking, you're helping other people create opportunities. I think somewhat you have to, that's a sacrifice that only some individuals can make, like where you lose contact with friends and what other people are doing in their life. So, because like I look at some people now, like, you know, and then some of them, the majority of people struggle in their later years, you know, because, no, and it's not a bad thing, but because they've prioritized like all those things beforehand, like family and friends and time, having hangout time and all that sort of shit. So,
and it's like to me, it's the key to life now. It's like those shared experiences. Like I think about like how much times like we could sit in an empty room late into the night and have a fuckload of fun, you know what I mean? And even though the empty room sucks, but it's just like the people that you're with.
Yeah, exactly.
And then even because I travel a lot on my own, I'm like, this is it was mad at the start, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, fuck, I need to really be sharing these experiences with someone. And even if it is a friend, even if it is a partner, I don't know.
I definitely think, it would be nice to share these things, you know, but it's hard, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. It really is. It really is. It's just I've been hanging out with someone up here a little bit, like
new boy in town sort of vibe.
Yeah, jeez, had to wear my shin guards, man. They're biting at the ankles.
Are they?
Nah. I don't know. To be honest, man, I've actually closed off a lot to just that side of things for now. I just want to focus on what I'm doing with like my business partner and with my family.
That was like
I've been trained. This is the most I've trained consistently as well, bro. And I feel so much better. And like it's funny too because I messaged my mates back in Sydney and I'm like, you guys still doing that stuff? They're like, fuck off. You've been up there a week, mate. Relax.
That's what I said to Normie in that day. But you know what's funny? I can even tell, like, so Normie's staying at my house for this week. I haven't seen him yet. But just like that energy just like moves quicker. It's like short, sharp, you know, and he's the most laid back person in the world, eh? So yeah, definitely best move I did was move up here.
Yeah.
I've even like started, not that I'm in a position to get it now, but I've like written down goals that are financial goals, that are life goals, even like buying property up here. That's like big on my list at the moment. Well, I've never been a property guy.
Yeah. I was looking at like some like country, like farmland out in Tallabudra and like Currumbin Valley. I was like,
you need some coin out there, man.
Yeah, no, it's actually not that bad. Like, I mean, renting wise for me, I mean, like I was going to try rent out there, just a little country, just a little farm, some farmland and stuff. It's cracker, but yeah, no, it's not it. Not yet.
Yeah. So in terms of like dating scene, it's just seeing that one girl or just...
To be honest with you, man, we've been hanging out, like nothing crazy. I mean, I just think that I've actually I've just switched off to the idea of being with anyone right now. But who knows? If it happens, it happens. I'm open to it. But right now, honestly, I want to get this clothing brand up and running. I want to like fill out the whole next year of just being obsessed with that and family. And I think
good things will come from that.
Good things will come from it, bro. Because like I'll be happier. I'll feel like I'll be able to bring something to the table, that I have something that I'm proud of, and you know, and I'm working on it now. So, and to be honest with you, man, I mean, nah, never mind. I was going to say something, but it's just my ego. I just think like, you know, I think it always just comes back down to as you said, when you say this person did this person did that, but just right then I actually had to look and go,
what did I do?
What did I do? Yeah. So
that was
that's why I just stopped. I was about to say something toxic but
that was even like the thing with like YKTR Sports and you guys leaving and all that sort of stuff. And I even put up a post like maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I've had my time over again. I'd only hire people smarter.
Trust me, it gets sent to me all the time.
I know. But like in saying that, like I'd probably take that comment back now. And like if I got into that position again, I would have just got rid of myself. And I'd just move into the things that I'm good at. Because you've said this.
I think you even spoke about getting like someone to take over.
Yeah, but I was bad at management because like to me, I was just like, we're going there, we just need to go there. And then boys are coming with different issues. I'm like,
yeah.
I probably didn't have the EQ, the emotional intelligence to go.
Well, it's funny, man, because like business wise, I don't know much about it, so I'm sort of learning it at the moment, but. Like I was somehow managing people from like the age of like 20 for like, you know, like I went from engineering company in the mines to fitness industry, like teaching all the like over 150 people on how to sell gym memberships. Then also going into fashion and sales as a national sales manager. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, just,
What do you reckon your gift is in life? Like if you had to sum it up, like, you've got one gift that you feel like you offer to the world. What do you reckon that is for you?
I think my gift is taking away people's pain. Like just being around friends, and like I can read people really well, and I feel like I can.
I always say this about like with the people that I don't know you, because they're like, "What's Simi like?" And I always say this, and I'm like, you could literally put them in a room with anyone, and you could have the whole room like laughing, and there could be like 5-year-old kids to like 80-year-old men to gangsters to religious people, like you know what I mean, like all parts of the spectrum in any way, from age to race to like job. Like you hang around millionaires, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you could make a homeless guy laugh at the same time. So it's like a powerful skill.
Yeah, I think that would be, that now that you mentioned that, I mean, that's a day-to-day type thing for me, you know what I mean? So, but you know what I've realized though, man, is like when you're trying to juggle, trying to make everyone happy, like it's like you're handing out like a percentage of your happiness and then you go home and you have a wank and it doesn't even feel good. No, I'm joking. No, sorry, that was fucking stupid. That was my ego getting away.
No, but it's like, bro, I know.
You know what I mean, though? Like you're like, here you go, and then you go home and you're sort of just like, fucking look in the mirror, putting like the Joker putting on your clown, you're taking it off, and you're like,
I know what you're saying, bro.
So it's not a bad thing, but I think it's like now I've come to a point in my life now where like when I know that I've sort of emptied enough of the tank, I only save the rest for myself and like my actual small circle. Yeah, you know what I mean, like so.
Bro, I was having a chat with Quaid like when he was here last time, and I was asking him, I was like, fuck. Do you feel like you need like therapy? Because I feel like me and him are in a similar position where I feel like everyone comes to us for like stuff, you know what I mean? And it's not always like money. It's like advice. And it's like, and he's the same as me because I see him go through it as well. And I was like, bro, we don't, like, besides me and him that we can talk to each other on like a really deep level, I don't really have that with anyone else. And then I was asking him, I was like, bro, do you reckon like we need like therapists? And he's like, no, he goes, to be fair, we probably already know the answers. We just need to hear it from someone else. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then like, I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to try it anyway. Because one of my mentors that I had, he goes, I've been doing therapy for the last 20 years. And it fucking blew my mind, bro. I was like, what? Yeah. Like, to me, you're so put together. Yeah. And I think a lot of people think that about me as well, because I get like DMs every day about businesses.
Well, it's just like you're taking all that info and you're putting it in your backpack and you're carrying it. Yeah. So like I feel like a therapist, you go there and it's sort of like boom, you empty out your tray and then like the load becomes lighter, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So that's probably where you're at there is like because you're taking on all these things, you're getting all these DMs, you're trying to help everyone else plus all your stress, and then you're not going to ask someone that's not doing the same shit as you, like for advice or, you know what I mean? So if you go to the therapist, bro, it's just like you're emptying out your pockets of like, or your own stuff. And it's nice. You go out there.
It's kind of like, you know, when you get the endorphin hit after training and you feel good, it's kind of like the mental version of that.
Yeah. I mean, I met a psychologist on the weekend.
Check.
Yeah. She was actually.
Don't date that.
She was actually really nice. Like she is a datty one. I'm not gonna lie. She was.
Yeah.
She had that thing on her, but she was really nice. She was really smart. Like me, I like to have those.
You could weasel your way through a conversation about anything. I
know the very bare minimum about everything.
Yeah, like jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's man. I don't know, bro. It's a hard thing because you're the type of person who, like, when you talk to someone, sometimes you're not talking to like listen. You're talking to like, but you already know what their answer is because you're like setting them up to get there where you want them to go without even knowing it.
Who does that?
You do.
You, me.
You might be asking questions.
That sounds like manipulation to me.
Thank you. No, but like it's like you already know majority of the time what people are going to say, or you might go, I'm going to tell, it might be an ex, I'm going to tell her that she's doing this, and these are 3 avenues that she could go down, and then you're already mentally preparing for what she's about to say to reply to you, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like she might be like, oh, well, you do this, and then you've already got an answer for it. So it's like, instead of like, I think a therapist, you're able to go in there and just like let all your shit out, and then hopefully the right person, as you said, is like the type of person that you're just listening to without trying to say something back.
Yeah, and like the other part is like, because I'm like big into reading and all that podcast shit, but a lot of times when you do that, you're only ever listening.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's never conversational.
When you're by yourself,
yeah. There's never anyone that's gonna like sling a question back, because you might hear something on the podcast that's relevant to you, but then you have to go look in the mirror and you ask yourself that question. And you're like, sometimes you don't want to ask yourself that question. It's easier to ignore it and just move in the same ways that you're moving. But it was funny because I've got like, I've done a like spiritual coach thing, and a couple of things that she said that really stuck out. Like in terms of human design, everyone's got like an energy type, and mine's like a manifester. So it's like 9% of the population. But a lot of my energy pushes outwards like that. So like do you know what your one is? We've done yours, eh? So like,
I don't think we ended up doing it.
I think a lot of people's energy is like a vacuum where it sucks in. So you walk into a room, the room comes to you. Where I walk into a room, it's kind of like, they call it like dense, like repelling type of energy. And like, I've heard this my whole life where I'll walk into rooms, I won't say anything and walk out, and everyone's like, oh, Ice is arrogant, or like, oh, I don't think Ice likes me, you know? And I've always heard that. And the way that I can balance that out is by informing. That's like my strategy for like talking. So when I go into rooms now, I make sure like I say hello and stuff. And like when I leave, I'm like, oh, hey, like, well, I should just walk in, walk out. Because I'd go to a gym, I was like, who do I know? There's 20 people in there. I'm like, who do I know the most? And then in my mind, like, you know how you said that 1, 2, 3? Yeah. In my mind, I've already got 1, 2, 3 of who I know the most to least. And then I just make a beeline straight for that corner. Yeah. And but I mean, even knowing that, bro, even knowing that really basic thing about there has like changed some of the relationships I have with people.
Yeah.
Who's this arrogant cunt?
You know what? And as I've got that heaps too, bro. Like whenever I'm fucking on the chalk and cheese with a couple of the boys, like I'll be at random like after parties, and like I'll have people come up and I'll be like, hey man, how are you? And they're like, oh hey, and I have like a yarn and have a chat, like a little D&M over a couple of chalks and cheeses, and like, and then like they'll be like, fuck man, you know what, bro? Like I've read you wrong, and I'm like, why is that? They're like, honestly, I thought you were arrogant and blah, blah, blah. And I said, man, to be honest, like I am arrogant. Like, and I am, but what I've realized, you can't keep everyone happy. If they're going to be insecure about it, then that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm not going to come and try and prove myself to you. And that's what I was trying to do back in the past, is like, oh, hey man, like prove that I wasn't an asshole, prove that I wasn't arrogant, or prove like, so it's not my fault I'm fucking 6'4", bloody brown, good-looking dude. You know what I mean?
With Ray-Bans on and the nightclub. That's why everyone thinks you're arrogant. You got fucking sunnies on.
With Ray-Bans on and a jumper over my head. No, but that's just the vibes. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the funny thing is, bro. Like, a lot of people find stuff like that arrogant, but it's just like when you've got the sauce, you've got the sauce. Like when you've got the sauce, you've got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I do.
You only see like majority of the time it's the rich guys and like the successful guys aren't saying that. You know what I mean? It's other people that have like, you know, they might not be happy within themselves or what they're doing in their lives. That's the only people that I really see hating, like proper hating.
Yeah. I read this the other day that like hate's just a projection of what, like how they see the world. And
fucking oath.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like me and you are both in this room together, but we might see this room different. Like you might go, oh, this is a cool space. In my mind, I was like, oh, I miss my old studio. I could start my own podcast studio. So we all see it in different ways. So, so it is interesting. Like I feel like I've grown up a bit, in the past couple months.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think Heartbreak can do that to you, man. It can either... You can either turn into Batman or the Joker.
Bro, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about this. I wrote this down when I first went for it and I was starting to like feel it. Like you get this like energy source that comes to you and you can use it in two different ways. And like literally when I felt that, I'm like, fuck, I could go down the path of destruction.
Destroy
and
everything.
Go party, fucking do whatever, go on benders, or I can use this time to get better. And at the start, I was using that energy out of spite to get better. I'm like, shit, I want to get like as ripped as possible and make as much money as possible.
And it's still good to have that, though.
Yeah,
it's still good to have that.
But like that's the same energy I've moved off in the past 2 years where I'm like, fuck these cunts, I want to do this to prove them wrong. And like we talk about this a lot where instead of trying to prove people wrong, just prove yourself right. And then that becomes like the byproduct of proving people wrong. And it was weird when I done that spiritual chat, like, fuck, I've just felt this weight of the world dropped off my shoulders. And literally, like, you know, the past couple of years, everything's always got close, like almost got the All Blacks job and things would just fall over at the last hurdle. And like, soon as I had that conversation, she goes, if you're spiritually aligned, the universe is going to send you a sign within like 24 hours. And then literally 6 hours later, I had 3 deals through business that come through that I've been waiting on for ages. I messaged her straight away. I was like, but look at this. And some of them were like massive deals. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And it's just I think the gratitude and appreciation for those things coming through is how you, not even just you, but just in general, is how you treat others and how you move within space of people that don't know you. You know what I mean? How you make others feel. I've changed, like, I mean, it's easy to say, like, but I've come to a space now where I'm like, I don't like to like dwell on things anymore. I don't like to, as you said, if you can look within with majority of, and sometimes you're going to have hiccups, as we all do.
Life,
yeah, you're going to have hiccups, but if you can, for the majority of your life, like look within first, and you might just go like, you might be in a position where like you and an ex are arguing or like something's happening. And then you're like, well, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. But if you're able to look within, you go, well, I know that she's not good for me. I know that this isn't good. I knew that this isn't going to work. Why am I in this position? I've put myself in this position. I need to take myself out. So then you remove the blame from anything outside of you. And then once you do that, you actually grow a little bit, and then you go, you don't have any anger or remorse towards anyone. You're not judging anyone for like the wrongdoings. They might have, but then in that space, you're like, okay, well, I've just learned something. Now I remove these things from my life, and I've just upgraded within myself. So it's like, now that's what I'm trying to do now, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to leave sometimes.
It's hard to leave.
Do you know what? Because
when it's good, it's good, you know?
Me and you are pretty similar in a certain sense where like when something's on our mind and at the tip of our tongue, like we're just going to say it. You know what I mean? So it's just trying not to get in those positions.
Honestly, it's it's fucking hard, man. It's hard because you're like, you motherfucker, I've done everything for you. Yeah, you literally have to bite your fucking hand or something. But if you can honestly, when you see these certain signs, man, like, and you just give everything a 3-strike rule, try to. Sometimes in life there's going to be people that you're like, it's too hard to get rid of, like, you know, ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, I've put you through some crazy things, like all the boys, but I think, yeah, like deep down, you know.
Do you know what I did when I was flying on a plane? Like I've done this like little circle, and then I went down like people I'd do anything for, and I drew a circle around that, and then like 10 people, and then whittled that all the way out, and then obviously you're on the outside there. So you're on the end of the table there. Nah, but like those circles around there are like I don't really love the word boundaries, because I see boundaries as like me and you don't have any boundaries because we don't have any issues with each other. But if we've got issues with each other, I reckon it's better to address the issues than create a boundary around it, because it just delays
the inevitable.
You know what I mean? It's like if we don't like each other, that's cool. Like we can come together as men and go, no, I don't like you don't like me. Let's just part ways. It's like nothing. Oh, it's personal, but it's not life changing.
Yeah,
we don't come to this place or like, you know what I mean? So
I've just come into a space now, bro, where I'm like, I just like, it sounds really, really weird, but like I've been around so much death in my life that now I've realized I'm like, I just cannot be bothered like arguing with anyone or fighting with anyone. And sometimes you're going to have like fucking mix-ups or whatever, but now majority of the time, if I can see something that's like against my space or like there's not like a respect for my time or energy, or I'm like, oh, see you later. Like if I'm like on the piss or something, someone's like complaining about something, I won't sugarcoat it. I'll just be like, bro, like you're a loser. Like, you're a fucking loser. Like you need to change what you're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll wig people out. But if you take offense to it, then as we see, like there's some underlining truth to it. And I've had hard conversations with my mates, like with some of my situations, like I just can't be around any of that. And it's as soon as I feel like negative energy coming around, I'll literally just be like, I can't be fucked. I can't. Like my mates hate it because they'll start complaining about exes, and I've done it before in the past too, you know. But if you just have to look within, man. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me recently.
Yeah, I read this thing the other day. It said like nothing's good or bad. It just is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you can have that sort of mentality, and it's obviously a little bit harder when you move towards death and like you lose loved ones.
You start to look at everything now. Like honestly, bro, no one understands like I've lost 2 brothers. Like I've had some crazy losses. So for me, like no one really understands like no one understands how crazy loss is. Like when people are bickering, like mates and stuff like that, I'm like, fuck, who cares, man? Like in my mind, I'm like, if something was to happen, when I look at a situation, I'm like, if something was to happen to that person, like if they died or something, they got cancer or whatever it may be, would it upset me like deeply? In my mind, I'm like, if it's a yes, then I'll go out of my way and put my ego aside to then just go like, yo, like fuck, let's fix this. That's how I look at things now. I just I'm trying to instill it on my mates. Yeah. And like, you know, I've had some hiccups, but it's we're learning.
Very hiccupy.
But bro, yeah, it's I'm happy to hear this, man. I'm happy to. I mean, what's your next moves? Like, being in here in the Gold Coast. Like I see that you're doing the online.
Yeah, I just want to get back into that.
That community's growing.
Yeah, I wish one of the hindsights that I had through all that experiences, like I wish I just stayed in my own lane. So when I started the Ice Project podcast, like I used to get about 150K downloads a month. Yeah. And I was just interviewing people and obviously try to build that out into YKTR Sports. And then used to have like the Blueprint and Inner Circle, like all those, and those used to fly too. So I wish I just stayed in that lane then. Yeah. But now I've got the skill set because I know how to build those things. I've just got to get back into those. Of course, and then generate momentum.
Of course.
But there's 2 parts that I want to, like I kind of want to remove myself from the football podcast space. I just don't think like that's like, you know me. I don't even watch footy, bro. No. And the reason why I got into that space at the start is because like I had a fire in my belly where I was like, fuck, I hated Chico and Normie getting bagged in the media, and I knew they were good people. Yeah. And I knew this was a common trait across the league. So I started Ice Project and YKTR Sports because I thought YKTR Sports was going to be the platform that everyone came to tell their stories and we could share positive media. What I didn't anticipate was that all the players ended up just being their own media company anyway. Yeah. So like at the time it was great. And if you look at the rugby league podcast space now, it's really saturated and obviously Bloke kills it, the Levels boys kill it, Hello Sports have got their place in terms of satire, but they're all fighting for the same thing, which is like time and attention of the average punter. So if you look at probably their demographic, they work 9 to 5, they've got maybe 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night before they go hang with their families, where like there's 4 hours a day that they're all fighting over. Yeah. Now more podcasts are coming in, like James Graham, Buy Around, Joshy Mansour. I'm there as well. when I look at my impact within that space there, I don't feel like I've got one anymore. Like I had my opportunity and I missed it, you know what I mean? And all those guys have gone on and leveled up and done those things. But the reason why I missed it is because I don't have a passion for sports. I don't want to do reviews. I don't want to be talking about shape. Even though I like sports, there's people within that space that are a lot better than me. Sean Johnson should be breaking down shape. Scope and Mace, I still think they're the best rugby league podcasters in that space because they've got that dynamic. Hello Sports Boys, their satire. Bloke, he's the OG, you know what I mean? So like I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, where do I actually fit in this space? But the next thing that lights the fire in my belly is actually player management. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like, and when I look at the Polynesian demographic that's coming into sports and Indigenous boys and Māori boys, I don't want these guys to get fucked over. And the same fire that I had in my belly when I was thinking about, I want to change the narrative of journalism and media, which I think I had a tiny ripple that kind of.
Sure, I think so, yeah.
I want to move into that space there. I don't want to be a player manager. I just want to educate the boys enough where they become to the spot where they are right now. Like they don't need all the boys now. I think a lot of them will just start doing all their own podcasts, like Josh Adokar. I think the boys are starting to understand how it works and how they can make money from that. I think I'd rather move in that player management space through education where in 6 years from now, all the boys know what to do. They don't need a manager. They can negotiate their own deals. They understand their worth. So I think.
Or just even like learning how to potentially employ someone that does all those things. You know what I mean? Like instead of having a manager, having like someone that's there to, you know, maybe potentially what is a CFO or something. You start a company.
Do you know what the idea I had the other day? And I saw Paddy Carrigan down at the cafe down there, and I was speaking to him for a little bit. He's a pretty switched on guy. And I saw Timmy Cossins, you know, he's a content creator, and he's looking after his house. And the way I saw it is, I'd rather get like 4 of the boys together. So say there's Paddy Carrigan, Payne Haas, Reece Walsh, and say like Adam Reynolds. So you get those boys together, they create a pod for the year. So like we're our crew, we're going to look after each other. And then they all put out, instead of paying 7, 8, 9% to managers, they all pay 20% or $20,000 to a manager. So they give, all right, Simi, you're my manager, here's 80K. You look after us 4 boys for the year. This is what you do. You look after contract negotiations if we get in trouble. But the other job is you have to go get us brand deals as well.
Yeah.
So the second part of this is they all put in $10,000 each, which ends up being $40,000. They give that to Timmy Cossins. So you go, you're our content creator for the day, or for the year. So they give him like a retainer fee, but then he also gets a percentage of all the brand deals once they come in.
Yeah.
So if you go $10,000 per player, a day rate for a content creator like Timmy Cossins is like $1,000. So over the year, he's covered for 10 full days of shoots, and how you use those 10 full days is up to you.
Yeah.
So your manager's job is to go to get the brand deals, and then you've already got the content creator in there, and they're spending $30,000 a year.
It makes sense, bro. And it's so crazy and mind blowing to me that you haven't got him. Because one thing I've realized about all these players, right? It's crazy to me that, and I would be hitting if I was a player, I'd be hitting the manager up and going, like, why isn't this why haven't you guys set something within your management company for content creation and or brand deals in regards to, because like I know maybe some people might be doing it, but I'm not talking about like with Nike and I'm talking about like, you know, maybe chocolate milk companies or like, you know what I mean? Them starting just something there. It's like, oh, Nike sent me these boots. Like, is there conversations having like creating your own boots with a different company, or like, you know, creating your own moisturizer or like eyeliner or whatever it may be.
Reece Walsh should be able to make $500,000 at least.
Minimum.
Off brand deals.
Crazy, bro. And there's nothing, none of it. And even I was saying to a social media agency, right? So like, what was those guys next to us?
Max Media Lab.
Max Media, right? So you got Max Media that they have majority of like some of the biggest social media people in Australia, New Zealand, wherever. Some of these guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know this, I've seen it. And I'm like, okay, if you can actually create like a space where you have like, you don't have to have all the players, but you have like Jordan
dogs.
Ricky,
Yeah.
like Ezra Mann, like you have people like Reece Walsh, you have these guys and you create that pool of players and you might just get like a brand come and go, hey, like we'll give you $100,000 for
4 years.
4 of these players to just rock this. And yep, they can have other brand deals as well, but we just want them wearing this and posting this. And then you get a video, because they're not going to, like, the players like, nah, that's Adidas.
Yeah.
Then you get the videographers to go over and that manager that you're referring to then organize all of it. You know what I mean? So there's so much money in it, bro, but people don't understand. It's like Show Me the Money vibes. What's that movie like something Maguire or something?
Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, like.
Yeah, I generally think that's a play because I was talking about that.
There's a lot of money in that, yeah.
Yeah, so, and like everyone always goes, bro, go into player management. Bro, like if you look at the market of rugby league, everyone's like, oh, it's growing and it's $1 billion game and like it is.
I know, for example, I know for a fact if you and I were to start a player social media company and like blast it out, we would be able to sign like at least.
You know what it's like, but only thing I don't like, and like I obviously know this through dealing with this, is just dealing with the players is just so lazy. Hey, it's like,
yeah, bro, that's not me, bro.
Just normally, just get normally.
Especially if they're losing too.
Yeah,
and then they come out with Big Red. True Big Red.
Yeah, they start panicking and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand it, but like, there's a space there for someone to kill it.
100%.
Do you know who would kill it? Do you know someone? If someone started a player agency management, but they only done 1 year deals, and they called it like 365.
100%.
And I reckon all the players would go to these guys instead.
100%. Honestly, I reckon it would be so easy to start a content creator. Imagine having all those dudes like you have Kalen, Reece Walsh, all these boys, to Big Tino, and you're teaching them. A part of it is like teaching them how they can start their own brands and all that sort of stuff as well, their own products. So it's not like they're just posting shit for the sake of posting it. Like even when Kalen and stuff had the stuff in their brand in fucking Newcastle.
Something Collective? No, is it 257?
25, yeah.
Yeah.
So when they were doing the coffee and stuff, man, like I could feel like the wheels were turning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it has to be a collective thing where like, oh, Reece is doing it, oh, like Kalen's doing it, oh, Tino's doing it, Jordan's doing it, like all these different players are doing it at one time. So you're creating a new culture, a new vibe. So it's not like, mate, why is this guy posting budgie smugglers when he's fucking 2-0 or 0-0, 0-2 for the year? So it's just like creating a new culture, really, and
it will happen.
It definitely will happen, but I reckon it's like it's probably a 10-year thing. Like you can feel it happening now, but
well, when do we start YKTR Sports? Probably 18. We're around 4. Yeah, no, probably less. Maybe 5.
When the players understand that, and then the clubs understand that, in order to get these players like not fucking doing like construction and shit after there, is that they need to be able to do both, and it to be a safe environment for them to be able to do those side hustles and the side deals and the, creating like actual champions of these dudes instead of like. You know what I mean?
You know what, bro? I was thinking about this the other day. I reckon if you're like a player and you got all the hype around you, say Cheese, Nico Hines, I reckon that window is only like a year and a half, 2 years.
3 years max.
But when you're at the top, when everyone loves you, bro, soon as like one footy game, you look at Nico now, he's almost like one of the most bagged players in the comp because he didn't perform when all the big games are on. It doesn't matter if he's a great guy and he's talking people down from suicide attempts from bridges.
It's crazy.
Launching kids' books. People do not give a fuck.
No.
They think, he fucked up in Origin and Trindle took over in the finals, and that's all they think.
Yeah.
So his and I'm not saying this is going to be forever, but that really nice golden period we had when he was the golden boy, like there's just going to be someone else that always replaces it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was Munster, it was Cheese, Guffo back in the day. Normie was like king for a bit, bro. But and it happens in different ways where new people come along, but then someone like Clint Gufferson just doesn't give a fuck about the spotlight. He wants to be a dad, you know what I mean? So,
and you know what's crazy as well, man, is and this is what with the boys and even AFL players, all sportsmen, is like if you're able to create things that when you see it as well, when the players start getting to a certain age, they start knocking on like the door of like, shit, what's next? What am I going to do after this? Like I'm not as famous anymore. Like people aren't really like fucking with me no more. I might potentially have to go over to France and play, or so it's like, and then
too late.
So it's like let's get into it now. Do it while strike while the iron's hot. Don't be a lazy cunt. Get out there, get these brand deals. But the thing is, these player managers don't know fuck all. They don't know anything. But there's actually
they know
more
contracts.
They know contracts, but there's actually more money that they can make from creating brand deals and content deals for the player than potentially even in there. You know what I mean? Long-term wise. So it's like, oh, hey, like you might get footy contracts over in maybe a 9-10 year period if you're lucky. But if you create brands and you create products that you then sell and they become a staple in the culture, then you're actually making money over a long period of time. But I mean, what do I know? I'm just a knucklehead.
Just a rat back from around the way.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I don't know. Even just talking about that just gets me G'd up to be.
I love it. See, and this is how I used to talk about journalism.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck. I used to get amped up about it, bro. And I just started YKT.
There's definitely a massive gap in the market for it.
And that's the thing. The good thing about this is, bro, not many people will be able to replicate it. Anyone can start a podcast, an interview. Let's interview a footy player,
And no one has access to these. Like when you have these like AFL players, like NRL players. I mean, I know you don't like NBA players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, and as much as I appreciate football and everything it gave to me, I might have sort of at that point now where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done my dash.
Yeah.
I've made a tiny impact in it, and that's all I need to do.
Yeah.
That's not my space anymore. I've got my own shit I need to do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. For some reason that just whenever I think of that, it always sparks something in me that I feel like I could create something that would absolutely I mean, you remember when I had Grass and a few Reds, like the sneaky little deals I was cranking out of that. Like, I think at one stage,
stealing them from me too.
No, I wasn't fucking stealing them from you. You weren't even doing the podcast. Grass was doing 20K a month. For 4 weeks at one stage, and we'd do little 5K deals. I just got a deal for 10 grand to do a photo shoot. That's just me. So imagine these dudes. Imagine these dudes, bro. If they're they might not get paid a little bit more, but what I'm saying is that they definitely should be in the conversation. I remember when Nico Hines did one, he got paid a bag for that, and
good.
So it's I don't know, maybe it's something that we look into. Would you do it? Would you? Nah. I think I would look into starting something like that.
I've had chats with people that have got a fuckload of money about an agency style situation.
I would be an amazing agent, man.
I don't know.
Imagine me going to visit a kid just suited up, glasses, Ferrari.
You got it for that vibe about you.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I remember. It was funny. When you just saying that. I remember when Gavin Orr used to hang around our office and shit with a Scope and that. And I remember Scope was like, "Bro, he wants to have a meeting with you." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just working." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Let's have a meeting." I was like, "Yeah, cool." He wants to take us to the NFL draft, and I was like, "Oh, sweet. I'll go for a lap to the US with the skip." And then we had this meeting, bro. And then the meeting, it wasn't threatening, but it took a turn. And what he was basically saying, this is the time we just signed Cheese for an apparel deal. What he said was if you come into this space, there's going to be an issue. And me and Scope were just sitting there what the fuck? This is weird as.
Yeah.
And he never said it in a threatening way whatsoever. But I remember leaving that, I was like, fuck, I want to start an agency. I've never wanted to start an agency more than I do right now, just to fuck him off.
Yeah. Yeah, because they suck. They really do. And not all of them. They're getting the boys some money.
To be fair, those all boys, man, they can get a deal done, and they get the biggest deals.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just remember that, and I remember how yuck I felt afterwards, and I'm like, fuck, imagine how.
I might even get into player management for a laugh. I reckon I could sign some fucking weapons, That'd be a laugh.
No, only thing you'd do wrong, and I say this respectfully, you'd overpromise.
Nah.
Yes, you would.
No way.
Yes, you would.
I've never overpromised. Yeah. I've always underdelivered. And that's my promise. Nah. I reckon I'd do good in it.
Maybe in that marketing space, social space. Yeah. I don't know.
You can sell the dream, man. But it's a 360 deal. Listen, we'll take your first year and you have the rest.
Yeah.
Nah, but Yeah, it's. I mean, I really want to do this clothing brand, but I don't know. Something you just spark something in me for that. Because when it's a social media agency, people can say like, we want to start a sports social media agency.
Yeah.
But unless you're in the circles, if you're in the circles of the players and like you have to have a bit of swag about you. You know what I mean? Like Max Media Labs or whatever, like they could potentially go in, but if you don't understand the space of sports and like the heat and like the players and you know like the ups and downs that they have and all these things. It's hard to get into that. So you can't just sneak in there. You know what I mean?
Even like this, so say an example. Like I just done a Rex Owner deal. It was like one of the first.
I know. I seen it look really good. Yeah.
72-hour.
What happened to being lame doing social media deals? Huh?
Was it not making?
I've got
as
a
much
funny
money
one
as
coming.
you?
I've got a funny one coming out later.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sketches again.
Nah. Bro, that Sketches was bang.
No, it was ugly.
It was
ugly as respectfully.
No, Sketches is the go. See, this is my vibe, bro. It's like I'm all about creating the new wave. And the funny thing is, Kanye West just went to Sketches that same day as I posted it.
No, he didn't.
I swear to God, he did. What do you mean? There's your ego again, man. I'm out of here.
Your ex was right, man.
Nah, I don't say that sort of stuff.
Yes, you would.
Nah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hanging out with this chick at the moment, and yeah, she keeps messaging me.
Yeah. What now?
I don't even know. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So your clothing brand?
Yes, I'm a clothing brand. Where's my fucking thing that you said you're going to write out for me?
What was that?
The thing you said you're going to write. You go, I'll write it out for you, and I was like,
oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
No, but yeah, the clothing brand. The clothing brand's been. It's been hard.
What's first love, last love?
Past love. Yeah. So, personally, for me, it's referring to one of the hardest days of my life. And but no, it's past love. It's to do with.
Is this a marketing strategy to get it back to, or no?
Come on. I mean, if it works, it works.
You've gone the boxing route, the religious route.
I'm trying to find something. Now I'm going the millionaire route. And I buy that ass back. I genuinely believe that I'll become a millionaire off this thing, eh?
Off clothing?
Yeah. I think just what it'll lead to for me, the things that I've already been learning and the confidence that I've had and like even the people that are around me, my business partners, they truly believe in me and like they really.
Is that refreshing?
I mean, it is, man. It is. It's been nice to just. But I think if I was in a different space, it wouldn't be the case. Like if I was in the mentality I was back then.
Yeah.
Like I've learned so much off them. They've learned a lot off me, and it's just like we've sort of all met in the same time of like Heartbreak Hotel, you know.
Yeah.
So and not even just to do with relationships, as monetary, family, whatever. But past love is like a representation of having an appreciation for the past, whether it's a place, a person, an experience, a moment in time, and just using it to build your future and guiding you. So,
who'd you steal that off?
That's just what I believe. That's how I look at it. But it's I didn't steal it off anyone. That's just how I look at things now. Thank you, Isaac. And so yeah, that's what past love represents, and you know, like we're launching in March, but it's been hard. Like our chick doesn't even speak, our manufacturer lady doesn't speak English, so that's been really a patient process.
Should just use ChatGPT to transfer it all over to Mandarin.
I've got a lady who speaks Chinese.
Natasha. Shout out Tash, miss you.
Fuck, does she actually?
Hey?
Does she speak it?
Nah.
Oh, holy shit.
Should have been perfect, eh?
But yeah, so she's just gonna join us on a Zoom call. But I'm designing them at the moment, so gonna aim to get them over around mid-Feb.
Yeah.
We're gonna have.
Do you know about Chinese New Year, eh?
Yeah, I was reading about that. So what's the goal with that?
Like, you just have to get your stuff before Chinese New Year, which will be like end of Jan, and a whole month, the whole country shuts down.
Yeah,
so you have to just be organised.
So all your orders and everything have to go through before then. Yeah. If
you want to hear by mid-Feb.
But yeah, my business partner wants to go over to China. He's like, let's go there. Let's take these cunts out to get on the piss and shit. And but yeah, so I'm excited, man. It's and I'm just doing everything I can now just to keep me going, keeping me afloat, so I can have my times where like I can go down to Sydney whenever I need to, or I need to take a meeting, or like, you know what I mean? Just hustling at the moment so I can get this up and running. Because I do believe once, like my marketing, like we don't really have budgets. Like we do have budgets, but they want it to be like fucking straight out the gates, like big, cool, like advertising, marketing, loud, and like well done, you know, like really cool storytelling. You know, so and I think that's just where you have to go, either like, because it's such a saturated, like a massively saturated market, you have to go crazy like that. And
it is the saturated market.
Yeah, so like
clothing
you have to
podcasts.
Clothing and podcasts. So, yeah. And then I think I'll go the product route. But even that player management, man, that's actually really intriguing to me, because every time something like that pops up in my mind, I'm like, fuck, I could absolutely tear that up.
Yeah.
All I'd need to do is partner up with someone, or even a lawyer who understands contracts, because I know all the deal side of things. I just got another one yesterday, or two of them actually yesterday. So it's like,
it's easy money, eh?
if I'm like so for that would be like $15,000 for two, one alcohol company and one for a modeling gig. So for Johnny Biggs, shout out to Johnny Biggs, man.
What was a brief, man? Scat Islander.
So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. So fuck, if I can do it with 30,000 followers, imagine what, like, because those players, they're not influencers, they have influence.
Stop stealing that. Oh, bro, I saw that Basketball Forever deal. That was sick.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So talk me through that.
So I know the owner and stuff, and like we caught up. We had like heaps of conversations. I'll keep some of them private, but I was just like, bro, how come you don't have like a merch arm attached to Basketball Forever? Because they built out a few vertical accounts too: Football Forever, Hockey Forever. Like they're a pretty big company, and they're venture backed as well, so they've got a fuckload of money behind them. And I was just like, oh, why don't you do like clothes and stuff? And he goes, we've done it, we just couldn't quite get the systems in place.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
hard,
like,
man.
But I was like, boom, like I've got all the systems, got all the manufacturers, I've got all the suppliers, I've got logistics.
You know the process.
Yeah, I know the process back to front, and I can do it all on my own.
Yeah.
So like I kind of pitched that to them, ran them out some numbers, and then literally like, fuck, like yeah, we want to do this. So it's been cool. And like we're on Slack, we just got this massive team. It's like we drew out this org chart. So it's like I'm on the top of, I'm like, obviously there's a CEO, and then I'm underneath that, and then there's like 5 people underneath that all got their own roles. And like obviously I'm not paying for any of the staff and stuff, and they're all the best at what they do. So it's been good. It's just been good to be back in that position. And probably the way like I used to think about business was like, always wanted to be the top of the tree, and like, oh, let's bring Simi in, let's bring Scope in, and we all go like that. I'm probably better off taking my skill set and then adding it to a company that's worth this much. Yeah. And like, if their company's worth this much, like, let's try and get them to there. Yeah. And I think I could do that. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. They get 1 billion impressions a month across all their socials. Shit. Yeah. So when I heard that, I was
Basketball Forever. Can I look it up real quick?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's sick. Yeah,
they're the first. You know how a bloke in the bar do the gradient, like news reports and stuff like that. They're like the OGs of that. But I'd like for them to build out like a sort of media space as well, which would be cool. I've got some ideas for them.
What's it called? Basketball. Oh, I swear I've. Oh, these dudes.
Yeah.
Are they from here?
Yeah, they're the guy who started it's Aussie.
Holy dogs. That's well done. Because they've got an opportunity to be like House of Highlights type vibes, you know, like those content pages, man, were money for Jam, eh?
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. Oh, actually, so you know YKTR Sports page there, it's sitting here like 75,000 followers maybe. I just want to get rid of that and just like that's the end of that period of life, and then start something else with it. I just don't know what.
Oh, Broncos CEO. On Ezra Mam.
What do you say?
Have we seen the last of Ezra Mam at Brisbane Broncos? No, like this is what the CEO said. He goes, unfortunately, he's lost his way of late. He's 21 years old, but unfortunately, in this industry, you need to grow up quickly. That's what the CEO said about him. Those are tough words to be chucking out willy-nilly like that to one of your players.
Yeah. I used to, like, probably think about sports is when you're a gun, you get more lives, man.
Yeah.
Happy so good, man.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah. What else? What's happening in life with you?
My life, okay. So quick update for me would be obviously moved up to the Gold Coast. I'm staying in Palm Beach at the moment.
Like around there?
Love it. Yeah, love it around there.
Chill, eh?
Chilled. It's it's really, really nice around there. I like kickback now. Looking for a place at the moment between Palm Beach and Burleigh. I still want to be in the thick of it. And reopen to potentially meeting a shorty. What else has been going on? The clothing brand, that's still underway. What else? Man, that's pretty much it, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, really. I've just tried to I've tried to push everything else out there, really. Yeah.
I know the vibe, bro.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Catching up with people and just like,
yeah, you're a bit scat. Nah.
I just chill, man. I just chill.
Gym I'm at the moment, like the training.
Painting.
Are you going to get back into painting?
So I'm looking for a studio at the moment. So the thing is, I can't paint. I can't paint when I'm upset, when I'm sad. And honestly,
Isn't that the best time to paint? Like
because my shit turns really
dark.
Fucking dark, yeah. And I just genuinely hate it. I can't. I'm standing there. I'm fucking having a cigarette. I'm just looking at this thing, just fuck. Someone run me over now, please. Please run me over on top of this canvas so I don't need to paint it. That's how much I can't. I hate painting when I'm upset or sad or depressed. But since removing these emotions from my life and moving up here, I'm in probably the happiest space I've been in. So I've been looking for an art studio, or a space like this.
This is mad.
Yeah, not even just this room, like a whole warehouse type vibe that I can put when the samples and all the clothing comes in, even smaller than this, but that I can chuck it in all the a little factory type vibes, you know, and then painting it in as well, and then create content in it as well, so you can just try and so it's not wasting any space. But that's what I'm trying to do now. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. So yeah, I just want a little warehouse space, a little basketball hoop.
That's the dream, eh?
Little spot to come kick on.
I'd love it. I was thinking about offices the other day, but having one with a gym and stuff built into it. Just so you wake up and go train there, shower, get your work done early. You're out by 1 or 2. Enjoy the arvo around there. That's kind of the lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure.
Here, eh?
For sure.
Yeah. All right, bro. I think that should be a wrap on us.
Yeah. You good though? You're good? Your mentals are good?
Mentals are great.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
No chicks on the go? You just...
No, just chill, bro. I think I'll be single for the next 6 months at least.
Yeah.
I just want to focus on getting these right things in place.
Yeah.
Making a certain amount of money per month, be at a certain body weight percentage, shit like that.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I get you, man.
It's summer, man. Do
you reckon if you get there though, if you guys didn't want me while I was down, then you're not getting me when I'm up. No, it's
with my ex.
No. That used to be my mentality, but man, I've changed so much, man. I'm who's ever watching, I'm very grateful for you guys to be a part of my life for the last couple of years. It's been amazing.
Yeah,
it's been an amazing journey.
If you followed our journey, they've seen some stuff, eh?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they have. And life, man, it's fucking crazy, eh? It's so crazy, bro. I'm I feel like honestly makes me tear up, you know what I mean? Just being up in the Gold Coast, man, I'm like, shit, I should have moved up here ages ago. But I mean, even having you here was a big thing for me too, weirdly. It was just fuck, Ice is up there, Chico's gone, Normie's gone. Or Normie's still there, but not he's not there, you know what I mean? Because he's got Nicole now. It's pretty much if you're in a relationship, you're dead to me. But yeah, it was just when I got here, bro, it was just one of the most refreshing feelings I've ever had. Yeah. And just the people here are so much nicer. And everyone's like, oh, it's so boring up there. It's slow. There's no opportunity. But I'm like,
if you're moving, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you're moving And you know what, bro? I used to, I thought about this the other day when I used to live here about 5-6 years ago, and it was dead compared to this. No way. And I'm like, if I stayed here in real estate, I probably would be one of the top dogs right now. I'm like, so it's like, this place is like I reckon it's the land of opportunity now because there's, you know.
Yeah, I can see it.
A bunch of baddies up here.
I know exactly.
Everyone's surfing, kicking back. So it's like there's so much opportunity up here for sure.
Yeah, and like I was thinking about it, like even like living in Bondi, like I went to the same 3-4 cafes max, same food spots. I just moved like that up here. I had got a beach in front of me. It doesn't really matter. It's the same shit, better people.
And the communities here, the community up here is honestly, it's move to the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
it's fucking sick.
Can't wait till Normie gets up full time.
Yeah, close. He said he's coming up December, eh?
Oh, is he? Oh,
all I haven't December.
What about his missus? Like they're saying at my house, she goes, make sure there's brand new bed sheets on the
When's this tonight?
Tonight. She goes, make sure there's brand new bed sheets when I get there.
Wait, are you guys going to have dinner tonight? Or should we just order in?
I'm going to dinner with Quade tonight.
Oh.
I think so, yeah.
What time?
We're going to go train 4:30, I think.
He said something that, yeah.
Train 4:30 and then we'll just go for a feed.
Oh, shit.
So you can tag along if you want.
Yeah, I might come.
Yeah. All right, bro. Yeah, we'll be back in next week or two.
Let's just get after it, yeah.
Straight after, yeah. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Probably a little bit deeper, but it was an episode of reflection, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been a couple of months now, so
start being scared again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, give me time.
Give me some time. Give me some weekends to get some.
No,
stories.
you know what, man? I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore, bro. I've got to on the weekend on Saturday, bro. Usually in Sydney, I'm like, oh fuck, what am I going home to? Let's go to fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry's place and rip the lid off it.
Yeah.
But like this Saturday, bro, and I was actually so happy. I was like, it was like 11:30, 12, and I was like, I was about to go see my mates, and I thought, fuck, you know, I was like, my daughters might want to see me tomorrow. Boom, went straight home, smashed water. Bought me a little omelette, whipped up an omelette because I'm on that health vibe right now, you know what I mean?
Just been drinking all night, straight into an omelette.
Straight into an omelette, a little fried rice. Nah, yeah. But you know what I mean? So it's like...
Oh, Bryce is off you too, by the way.
Oh, no, I seen him today. I had breakfast with him this morning.
He said you've been lying, saying you're out with me on the weekend so he'd come out.
No, what?
He goes, Simi just messaged me, he said he was with you.
When was this?
On the weekend.
No, not at all. What the fuck? This guy, bro, look at the messages. He's like, come here now. I walked in there, the setup of doom. I'll tell you about it after, but fuck, don't bring me into your arguments with your missus. What's with you guys doing that with me?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Happened on the weekend. I was like the middle person. I was like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Done my dash.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Easy.
Appreciate you guys. See you guys next week or two.